it's not in the... Hi, I'm Shane Muldowney. I've been working with Porzak Golf for a while now. I go to the University of California, Davis, and we're gonna do a What's in the Bag. I'm gonna give you guys a few tips. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All right, I'll start with the wedges here. I got the newest SM8 and Vokey. I got a 60, this is a 54 turned to a 55 technically, and a 50. And my other one is a pitching wedge. This is just the standard 620 blade. I can take you through a little bit of tips on the 55 here. This one's F grind, the 60's M, and the 50's F. Those are kind of what I've just always had standard. I like the M grind a lot on the 60. Allows me to get under pitch shots pretty easily. The 55 here, I'll show you how to hit a couple knockdown wedges I like to do. I got a little system that Adam taught me where I kind of bring my hands back to a certain point in my body, and that tells me how far I'm gonna knock it down. So I hit this usually about 115. If I wanna hit like a 95-yard shot, I'll take it to about, you know, chest high and then fully accelerate through. And yeah. That's kind of how I do a lot of the wedges and knockdowns and stuff. And then a couple of the irons.
How important do you think wedges are for the game? Like,
oh, they're the most. I mean, you look at short game, you know, it's super important. I mean, no matter how well, I mean, you look at Spieth and other guys, I mean, they don't always hit the ball great, but they find a way to get the hole. And a lot of the wedges, you know, pros just dial those in, and when they got a yardage, they're sticking them close. So it's definitely helps your scoring a lot.
Have you always played 4 wedges?
Yes, I've actually always had the same combination, even 50, 55, 60 pitching wedge. I've never really had anything else. As far as the irons go, I got 9 iron, 8 iron, 7 iron, 6 iron, 5 iron, all the same 620 blade. I really like the blades. You know, my first coach had me do them, had me use blades from when I first started golf. And I've really learned to like, it can really help work the ball. So if I want to play a draw or a cut, I'm able to do that pretty easily. I know they're not as forgiving, but the strike's a lot nicer when you hit them. And some of the things we were just working on with Adam there is kind of just keeping my sternum down and like turning through the ball and keeping more speed. Kind of like that. Yeah, that was a good one. So all the shafts are, I think the 50 and 50, or the 55 and 60 might be S400. These are X100. Everything else is X100. Dynamic gold. Nice. Oh yeah, the grips they're all Golf Pride. They're the MCC +4, so they're kind of almost the same length all the way through, which I kind of like because I kind of got bigger hands. They're mid-size basically. They got a few wraps under them, and you know, I've always used the bigger grip my whole life. And then one of my favorite clubs in the bag, actually probably my favorite club in the bag, is the 2 iron TMB. I've had this for a while. 280 shaft. I forget what the flex is. It's a pretty stiffer one. For some reason, even when the swing's not doing well, somehow I find a way to hit this club pretty good still. It's pretty forgiving, and I can hit off the tee really nicely. Get a little low stinger for you here. Kind of just do that all day off the tee. And
cool. Can you talk about us how you like to hit a little stinger or hit that?
Yeah, I kind of just keep the handle lower on the way through. So kind of just shorten up the backswing and then really accelerate through, and kind of just keep the handle down and keep the speed through the ball.
So like hands a little lower,
Yeah, sorta. Maybe ball a little bit back in the stance too. A little thin, but. And then come here. So the 3-wood and driver are both TS3. The new Titleist. I don't have the new one yet, but these shafts, I love these shafts from Fujikura. They really, I can give a shout out to the boys back at Shadow Ridge, like Jeremy Butler and John Hovis and Marshall Thompson. They're pretty cool guys. They've hooked it up over the years, and Fujikura, this shaft I've loved. I've had it for a long time. I've got it, same one in the 3-wood too. I've always hit driver really solid. I've always been a solid driver off the tee. And I think that's kind of been a big part of it. A lot of my things, driver and play, I'm not a huge, like, I don't really necessarily have a big fairway finder type thing. I've always been kind of a just bomb it driver. I've noticed with me, a lot of my problems are kind of come from like the hips stopping and stuff, and me and Adam have always worked on keeping them firing. And with that said, like when I do that with the driver, I hit a lot straighter, so it almost helps me to almost just go for it and swing at it. Oops. Hopefully that's not in the... One of the best tips I've gotten for drivers is a lot of posture and kind of almost like doing a little pause at the top, like kind of like Hideki used to do. Kind of slows things down. Posture, just making sure you keep the chest back and then kind of give it a pause and then really rip through it and swing up on it.
Can I see one of those?
Yeah. Down there. So putter, I haven't had this for too long actually. I don't even think it's been it's been a little over a year now. This putter's been really, really good. I've really liked it. It's the newer Scotty Cameron, the Phantom X. It's big mallet. It's heavier. I like heavier putters for speed control. It definitely helps a lot. It's only 34 inches. I have pretty long arms, so I don't really need that much. And yeah, the grip's Super Stroke 2.0, just kind of standard with 50 gram counterbalance weight.
How long is that putter you said?
34 inches.
34, and how tall are you?
6'1".
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely shorter, but with my long arms, it kind of all evens out. And yeah, I've been rolling it really nicely lately, so. Yeah, so what I like to do is I do a lot of putts inside 10 and then outside like 30. So I'll hit a few in a row from like 4, 6, 8 feet, and then I'll go to distance, anything between 30 and 60 feet as whatever I can find on the practice green, and hit a lot of those and just try to get a feel for speed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside the bag, so this pocket is where I keep the rangefinder. This, you can see the little Porzak golf tag. The Frogger, I always love this brush. It's a really good one. I got my gloves packed away in here at the bottom, and then I don't have any snacks in there right now, but I would usually put them in there.
What type of gloves do you like to play?
I play the Titleist. For school, we use TaylorMade too, so I do both. Just kind of depends on if it's a school tournament or not. But I would use the Titleist primarily. And then I got my sunscreen kept here. This pocket is just the tees and ball markers. Here's where I keep my golf balls, Sharpies or anything.
What balls do you play?
I play the Titleist Pro V1. Okay. Yeah. And then there's a water compartment, and then this book is this pocket is basically the yardage book, where I keep my wallet and stuff, and then a couple like medicines like Advil, Claritin and stuff. And yeah, that's about it.
Alignment sticks, just for
alignment sticks.
Just for fun.
Got this cool header from Air Force tournament. It was pretty sweet. And then yeah, I just have two Davis head covers that I got from school. Or not head covers, alignment sticks. So playing for Davis for a few years now, going into my final year. A couple of the biggest takeaways I've learned is, just stay patient. Things will come your way. Just don't force anything when you're like just starting. Stay calm, stay in the moment, things like that. I've definitely learned a lot about course management, like where to put the ball. I've definitely got smarter in a lot of those areas. The biggest thing I learned, is you got to work harder. There's a lot of people, a lot of college golfers out there trying to make it, and if you want to do the same, it takes a lot of work. All those pros, they didn't get where they got with just talent. They put in the time. So that's kind of the biggest takeaway that I've learned. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave any questions or comments you have down below.